have no fear, Willie's here. Hello everyone, it's Willie. So, happy Easter everyone. I hope you've all had an excellent time so far at school this term and that you're not too excited about your exams coming up. Anyway, so this video is going to be to help you try to answer word choice questions for the close reading or RUAE paper at both Nat 5 and higher levels, so that you know what you're looking for and how to answer the questions using my ABC is 1, 2, 3 step formula. Ow! Good luck! Enjoy! So this is about finding how effective is the writer's choice of words. It's an analysis question, so you must quote and then comment on that particular word of the passage. Quite often these questions are worth 2 or 4 marks, and that means that you have to quote and comment on the appropriate amount of words. For Nat 5, you get 1 mark for the right quote and then 1 mark for a comment, but at higher you must remember that you do not get a mark for picking the right quote, which you did at Nat 5. You have to work a wee bit harder, and that's why it's higher, because you have to work extra. So if it's a 4 marker for higher, you need to comment on 4 different techniques, but at Nat 5 you would get 1 mark for the quote and 1 mark for a comment, so you would only need 2. Okay? There's a 3-step guide to answering these questions. Step 1. Pick out that word from the passage. Now, it's called word choice, not words choice. So generally speaking, you're looking for 1 word, but it could be 2 together. Okay, but no more than that. So the first step is just quote it. Go straight to that quote. Don't bother rewriting the words of the task. That's wasting time. So if you've got your highlighter, remember to highlight the key word of the task. What kind of quote am I looking for? That's what you're trying to find. Step 2. Once you've quoted it, you have to tell me what the word means, which is called the denotation. That's what we call it, which is just basically to show that you've understood what that word means. So pretend that you're a walking dictionary. So you start that answer with just as the word, whatever it is, means, and then step 3, explain how that word basically connects to the task. So what does it suggest? And that's what we call the connotations of the word. What ideas do we get from that word? What does that suggest? And that's how you answer the third section. So just as the word, whatever it is, means this suggests, and then go on to tell me what that suggests. What does that word make us think of? Alright, so top tip tips. Don't just repeat the words from the question or repeat the quote again when you're analysing or trying to explain it. It's about trying to explain that quote in your own way, so using your words. So how do you find the word that you're looking for? Well, really, you're looking for the strongest words in those sentences, whatever the section is. The words that suggest either the writer's attitude or feelings about the subject. So it's really the really strong words that stand out, that suggest a feeling or a view or an attitude towards something. So you're looking for the strongest words. Right, so a wee example of this. Approximately 4 million children in Britain live in poverty. So is the writer's view clear here? Do we know how he feels or she feels about that subject? No, is the answer. We don't know. Alright, but if we jazz it up with our jazz hands, then, and add a few more words on, we can see what word choice is. If we change it to this, appallingly, approximately 4 million children in Britain live in dire poverty, which is an outright scandal. So just by adding those few drop words here and there, it is completely clear now how the writer feels about that particular statistic. So a sample question would be something like this. How does the writer's word choice show her or his feelings about the number of children in poverty? So if we're going to answer using the 3-step guide that I've tried to teach you, this is how you would lay it out, and this is how you should lay out a word choice question in the exam. So jump straight to the quote. I would also bullet point, especially if you've got more than 2 marks to get. So quote, dire. So this is an example from the little sentence from earlier. So remember at Nat 5 you'd get a mark for that, at higher you wouldn't. Just as the word dire means, remember that's the second step, something really terrible. Step 3, this suggests the writer's disgust, so that's us answering the question, showing the feelings, at the sheer number of children living in such horrific conditions, and then that would get you the second mark at Nat 5, or a mark at higher would come at this point. So what are connotations? I hear you ask. Although words can share a similar meaning, they can have very different connotations, which is obviously a different suggestion or a different thing that we think of when we hear that word. So here's an example. The police questioned the man about his actions, the police interviewed the man about his actions, and the police interrogated the man about his actions.
Just confess it was you, wasn't it? Just tell me.
Okay, it was me. I ate the last Jaffa cake. So if we're thinking of the word question, to question someone means to ask someone to find out more information, and that could just be done informally, like having a wee chat, so there's no blame being appointed or anything like that. But if you think about an interview, usually you hear the words job interview, it sends you out in a sweat. So that's to ask questions in a formal manner, so that's got more of a purpose. There's maybe going to be an agenda that's set and an outcome's going to be likely. For example, a job interview. So this could suggest the police are holding somebody temporarily in relation to the crime so they can question them further. However, the last word, to interrogate, means to ask a huge number of questions over and over for a long period of time to extract some specific information. It has connotations of being a lengthy process and that the person who's been questioned is under immense pressure to speak and admit something. Alright, so from that video we can see that different words have different connotations and ideas. When you hear them it makes you, assume things or think of things. Alright, so now it's your turn. Let's show off. So I want you to follow the 3-step guide, write out these statements, and then within each one I want you to quote the strongest word, the word that you think is going to be standing out, that's most effective for step 1. Then step 2, explain what it means, and then what does it suggest. So just write out the sentence, underline the word you think it is, underneath it you would say, just as the word it means to do, this suggests. Okay, and try the 3-step formula for these. So just pause the video here while you have a wee shot and then see if you get the right answers. Good luck! Alright, hopefully you've had a go, so let's now do the answers. Ken. Do you ken? Because I ken, he kens, ken. Right, number 1. We have been bombarded. So well done if you picked the right word. So a wee possible answer could be, just as to bombard means to attack someone continuously, that suggests the snowballs were being constantly thrown and in quick succession, so one after the other. So if you got something like that, bravo! Question 2. The lottery winners squandered their winnings. Oh, I wish that was me. I wouldn't give up my job though if I won the lottery. I would work every day of the week. Anyway, so possible answer, just as to squander means to waste something in a rash, foolish manner. This suggests the lottery winners spent all their money on stupid things without a second thought. Aren't they lucky? Question 3. The blouse was made of flimsy material. So the word choice was flimsy. Possible answer. Just as flimsy means something is weak and insubstantial, or you can spit peas through it, as your granny used to say. This suggests the blouse is very thin, of poor quality, and won't last for very long. Alright, and the final question. There was a reek coming from the rubbish dump. So obviously the strongest word there is reek. Just as a reek is a strong, unpleasant smell, this suggests the rubbish dump stinky pose and has an overpowering, disgusting odour. Okay, so if you've got answers like that, then well done, bravo, hurrah, hallelujah. You've done very well. And that's it, that's what word choice is. So look for the strong words that show the writer's feelings. Tell me what it means and what does it suggest. So don't pick the words that you don't know what they are. There'll be plenty of alternatives, so choose them. Hopefully you found that useful, and now you can answer questions on word choice in the close reading RUAE exam. Word up! Good luck, happy revising, and remember... Have no fear, will you?